Okay, you guys ready for the fun part now? For Ryan Stewman, hard forecloser, because I know I am. I love this guy. I've known Ryan for 3 years, and when I met Ryan 3 years ago, I knew he was special because what he was doing, he's just ahead of everybody else. He gets it, and he's just that one step, two step ahead of marketing. And I've watched him over 3 years, what he's just done personally with his business, and his story is amazing, but I'm not going to get into that. But he's written 3 books. He's got another one that's about to come out, top selling books. He's been a contributor to, I said it wrong last time, Huffington Post. He's been in Forbes. I mean, he's also, the biggest thing is if you Google him, he is, I think I already said this earlier, but he's in the top 3 as an internet marketing coach. Okay, so that's pretty big because you got all those guys out there that says they're number 1. And this guy, he's proven the pudding, and he can show it. But he's great, and I'm really excited because he's got a super busy schedule, and he's willing to take time out of his business. He's got to leave right at 12 because he's got a full pack day to day. So let's get to it. Let's get him on. Ryan Stewman, come on out.
Thanks, man. So first, it's always weird the first couple minutes when you get up here, right? It takes a minute to get warmed up. So we'll just talk about John for a minute. His service that he has, I've worked with John for quite a while. We're actually business partners, so we'll be he'll be launching this with me. So it's my marketing expertise that's behind this, just so that everybody understands that. And this is revolutionizing, because here's the thing, right? I'm not trying to be Fox News and scare the hell out of everybody, but here's the truth. They're trying to replace you guys. They don't like you. The marketplace doesn't like you. And you can sit here and go, well, my clients love me. I'm not saying humans don't like you. I'm saying the marketplace as a whole doesn't like you, right? They're trying to get rid of you with these 3D tours. What does that mean? That means less agents showing houses, right? If there's a 3D tour, I bought my house in Florida sight unseen. They had a 3D tour like this. I looked through the whole thing. I'll take it. Sent a contract over to them, signed it. In the next couple of days, we had the house. That's how it works these days, right? They have companies out there that are trying to create like Uber for real estate agents, right? We just push a button and some $12 an hour order taker shows up and unlocks the door. There's lock boxes out there right now that work on fingerprints and retina scans so that they can tell who's coming in and out of these houses where they don't need you guys. And I'm not sitting here trying to bash the real estate community, but listen, the first steps to anything, to succeeding and evolving, is being awake, right? First, this stuff exists out there. You can't deny it anymore, so you can't remain ignorant to the facts. What you've got to do is you've got to start implementing futuristic stuff to make sure that you're not replaceable, right? Does that make sense to everybody? All right, so now we get to lighten up a little bit, right? Let's lighten up a little bit, turn it down a notch. But I'm really passionate about that because you guys make billions upon billions of commissions a year that you guys take out of the marketplace, and that's, they're trying to replace that any way they can. Same with bankers. I've been saying this for a long time. The robots are coming, y'all. So we got to build a robot wall, damn it. So, right. All right, nobody laughed at that? That's okay. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to help you guys out. I'm going to give you a slight edge that you can have above the other agents in the marketplace, right? Because you're all basically competing against each other. Some of you are in other parts of town. Many of you are going to be in the same office. Many of you are going to be in the same parts of town. And it's a friendly competition because when you get listings, he has buyers. And when he has listings, you have buyers. And we all trade business and everything else. But you're trying to get the most of this business. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the slight edge today and some things that you can implement in your business for free. We're not going to talk about a bunch of expensive technology or anything like that today, but some things that you can implement in your business for free. So mainly we'll talk today about Facebook because that's my expertise. I've been using Facebook full time. I make millions of dollars a year from Facebook. This year we'll make $3 million alone from Facebook. We've already made $2.2 million. So when people say that they make a little bit of money from Facebook, we're not talking about a couple grand here. We're talking about 7 digits, right? And so I say that because I have prolific expertise in this stuff. So some of you may listen to the things that I say, and it's natural to be like, yeah, but that doesn't really work or whatever. But I'm telling you, I've built an empire upon doing this. I've been listed in Forbes, Entrepreneur, and Huffington Post as one of the top guys in the world at this stuff. And so I'm going to share with you today some of the things that you can do, because look around. None of us are getting any younger, right? First I said they wanted to get rid of y'all, then I called you old. Who's really winning up here, right? But none of us are getting any younger, right? And the people that are coming up under us, they're not lazier than us. The millennials, people say they're lazy. No, they're smarter than us. right? And so there's this like secret. Smart people don't really like to work because they think that's some shit that dumb people need to do, right? They're like, dumb people do the work. The CEO doesn't do the work, right? So millennials have got this figured out. So they've put technology in place, right? And so by the time this technology evolves, it's going to be different, right? It's going to be a completely different world that we're in. So you guys have to embrace this technology because there's guys like Ronnie over there that's 22 that knows how to do shit on Snapchat that none of us know how to do, right? Anybody ever sold a home from Snapchat in here? I haven't either, right? But somewhere there's a young real estate agent out there doing it. I got people on my sales team that sell my products on Snapchat. And I'm like, that's really a thing. I had no idea, right? But there's other things out there. So let's talk about the evolution of communication. Let me get you guys warmed up really good here. So I was born in 1979. So that year was like kind of one of the first years ever that you've seen the big ass cinder block looking cell phones. Anybody old enough to remember those things, right? And this is what people would say. They would carry this bag around, right, everywhere. This big old bag. Dude, that thing is heavy. You feel that weight on that? It was way heavier than I thought it was. I'm glad I didn't drop it on my foot. Dude, you can do curls with this thing. Anyway, so people used to carry that bag around and they would say this. Look, this is a special phone number only for my friends and family and emergency contacts. Remember, it cost like $0.25 an hour, or $0.25 a minute rather, to operate that thing. That was a shit ton of money in the 80s. Right now, you'd be like, $0.25 a minute, it's like nothing. You know, we can play that. But like back in the day, it was a lot of money. And so people would say that. They'd say, oh, well, this cell phone it's for my emergency contacts and my family only, and they wouldn't give their number out. But along the way, some slick sales guy was like, dude, you know, I'm in real estate. I make $5,000 a transaction on average. I'm going to give everybody this phone number. And the more it rings, the more I can talk to my clients, the better service I can provide them, the more sales I'll make, right? The next thing you know, everybody's like, oh, here's my cell phone number, right? The rest of the marketplace had to conform because somebody broke the mold. Same thing happened later down the road with emails, right? Email comes out and people say, oh, this is my AOL email. Y'all remember that? So this is my AIM, right? It's my AIM. You can't have it. It's only for friends and family. I don't want to get a bunch of like dick pills and porn and all this spam stuff that comes in because that's what used to happen, right? Like Google's really done us all a favor. But that's what used to happen, right? So people didn't want to give out their email addresses, but then business owners started coming up with URLs for their own people, right? They came up with emails for their own people and they said, that's fine, you don't have to give out your personal email. We'll provide you one as a business and then you'll be able to communicate with people. The marketplace forced people to start giving out emails because the marketplace said, hey, that's how we want to communicate, just like they did with phones. The same thing is going on with social media. You know, a few years ago, and still maybe some of you in this room say, well, I don't use the Facebook, right? I don't use the Facebook. It's only for my friends and family. I just take pictures of my dog and maybe some shit that I eat for lunch and I post it on there, right? And I get it, right? But at the same time, there's guys like myself that are taking millions of dollars a year from the marketplace because we decided it's a good platform to sell on. And so here's the next evolution in that communication is video. If you guys are paying attention at all, Periscope, Meerkat, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, they got rid of Google Hangouts yesterday. I don't know what the hell Adam did for our Break Free Academy call today. He messaged me, but he's on his own. So we got to figure out new platforms, right? I think they moved it to YouTube, but I don't know how. But so video is that next evolution of communication, right? And it's apparent everywhere. How many people see like a bunch of people go live on Facebook? That's like the number one notification they give you. It's like, look out, coming live, right? It's like always this notification. Because the marketplace, oh yeah, well there you go, we're live right now. Hey, so the marketplace is demanding that. They're watching videos. And that's the next evolution of communication. And people say the same thing. Well, these videos are only for me and my kids, and I just make videos when we're at family picnics and everything else. But there's people out there that are doing videos of events like this. There's people out there that are doing videos on Sunday at their open house. There's people out there that are telling their sellers right there on the spot. It's like, hey, I can start marketing this thing immediately. All I've got to do is stream live through your house, and we'll go ahead and start putting teasers on the market today as soon as you sign the contract. I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. I can put your house in front of all of them. Imagine if you walked into a listing and you were able to say, hey, there were 6,000 people that uniquely looked at this website that John provided, right? I mean, think about that. You go into the next one and you're using technology and you're like, hey, I have 6,000 people. Imagine if 6,000 people toured somebody's open house, the carpet would be screwed up. You'd have to take a loss on it, right? But, so you're saving them and you're getting them the exposure and you're exposing yourself at the same time without having to go to jail for it. So, yeah, somebody, we're going to wake up in a minute. It's going to be okay. I got some sarcastic jokes. I kind of slide them under the radar, but it's going to be all right. So understanding this evolution of communication, you have to embrace. We are at a period right now where everybody gives out their cell phone number, right? If you don't give out your mobile phone number, you're weird. If you are not using email, you're kind of weird too, right? Because that's a thing, right? But text message, video, and social media are still those areas that people hit me up all the time, and they have this gray area. It's like, well, should I text them? Yes, because 86% of all phone calls go unanswered. That's not a made-up random statistic. That's on AT&T's website. Think about it. People I like call me and I'm like, I don't think so, right? Don't act like you don't do that, right? We all do it. It's like, oh, son, emergency. I call them back. No big deal, right? We do that. 86% of even phone calls that we want go unanswered, right? But guess what? 99% of texts get seen, and then 93% of texts get read. AT&T said that 2012 was the last year that we talked. That's 2016. We're almost 2017. That's crazy shit, right? It's like I think that's the year from Terminator, right? I really do. It's something like that. And so it said 2012 was the last time that we talked, and that we've been sending more text, more data, and more emails since then. And obviously last year was the worst year on record. Okay, so you got to understand that even in our business, we don't call people. That's our last line of defense, is to call somebody, because we know that's the last way that we're going to be able to get in touch with them. But we text people, we get responses. A lot of people hit me up and they say, well, I'm scared to text people because that's unprofessional. What's unprofessional about sending a professional message that they read? It's that same mentality to people that didn't want to give their emails out. The good news is we don't get porn offers in our text yet. I'm sure it's coming, right? But we don't get them there yet. And the good news about text messages also is the fact that there's no spam filter. So whatever you send gets seen. I have a list of 70,000 people that subscribe to hardcorecloser.com. You should all be one of them. And on that, every time that I email that list of people that said, yes, Ryan, here's my information. I want to hear from you. I want to read your articles. I want to know more about your stuff. We have a 14% delivery rate. Right? Out of all these people that actually want to talk to us, it's kind of like that 86% answer rate on the call, right? But you don't have that with text messages. The people that see your videos, they feel like they know you. They become familiar with you. So I'm going to share with you something that I call magnetic media. And I don't have any PowerPoints. This is all just a ploy. That's all you'll get. SS said, I'm going to make you some PowerPoints and hook you up. I'm like, nah, man, we don't need that stuff. Keeping it hood over here. So magnetic media works like this. The media has figured out the way to monetize getting in front of people. Right? They've mastered it, and they've been masters of it for almost a century now, right? From newspapers to Facebook to Fox 4 News to MSNBC to websites and everything else. And most people just simply aren't paying attention to how they do it, so they go through life or Facebook or however you're interacting with people, because Facebook's pretty close to real life if you think about it. We're friends with people on there that we never met before. Some of you have bought my stuff in this room and you came up to me and you're like, hey, what's up, man? I don't even know you. You know what I mean? And that's okay, right? But we're friends and stuff on Facebook. It's different, right? It's created an alter universe for us, right? And so the media has figured out how to monetize this familiarity with people. And a lot of people just aren't paying attention to it. And it's real simple, right? Maybe some of you want to take some notes on this. But there's something that I call the whip effect, right? And it's the method that the media uses to entice us to want to keep us watching their stuff, right? And one of the biggest things that people complain about, especially with real estate agents, they say, well, all you ever do on Facebook is post your listings or post that you're at an open house or promote your business. So that's all you really talk about, and it's boring and nobody follows you. Right? Or you notice you're posting links to your listings and nobody's liking your stuff, right? It's just kind of showing up there, right? Well, you have to learn how to work inside the algorithm of Facebook, which isn't hard. I'm going to explain in a second. But you have to learn how to work within the algorithm at Facebook to actually get people to want to engage with you and get people to want to see your stuff. My average post on my personal page gets about 300-400 likes on average. If you look on there, there's 2 or 3 yesterday that have, several hundred likes on them. And that's not because I'm just like some cool guy, right? You guys don't even laugh at my freaking jokes in here, right? It's just because I have figured out the way that the system works, and I'll share it with you guys. So if you listen to the radio in your car or wherever, you listen to about 10 minutes worth of music that you actually want to hear, and then about 3 or 4 minutes worth of advertisements that you don't want to hear, right? If you watch TV, it's about the same. You got about 13 or 14 minutes worth of, TV, the show that you want to see. And as payment for that, basically, they make you watch advertisements, right? That's how they afford to put TVs on, shows on. That's how they afford to put people on the radio. If you look at Facebook, You scroll down 2 or 3 posts of the news feed, you have like picture of cute puppies, picture of your friend, somebody in real estate doing some shit that they shouldn't do on there. You got your mortgage guy going, hey, I got low rates today, like all these things showing up there, right? And you got an advertisement, right? And it's, for you guys, it's probably usually like Tom Ferry or Bold Coaching or something like that, right? Or free ebook reveals 32 ways to get listings immediately, right? Y'all usually see stuff like that showing up in there. And so that's by design, right? What they're saying is we're going to give you what you want, for 10 or 15 minutes, and then we're going to make you suffer through what we are going to make you suffer through the advertising side for 2 or 3 minutes. Well, that's the media marketing method. Well, they've been doing that throughout the beginning of time, right? They've done it through newspaper. You flip through 2 or 3 pages that you like reading in the newspaper, and guess what? Then there's a full page ad, right? You flip through a website, there's, 1,200 words on a page, about halfway down there's an advertisement, the other third of the way down there's another advertisement, right? This works across the board. So when you go and you look at your Facebook page, not your business page or your realtor page or whatever stuff you have, the personal page that you log in and sign up with, does it follow that? Because most people don't. Most people are all one thing or the other. They're all family or they're all business. They're not following the actual media marketing method. So my whip effect is essentially SEO for Facebook, right? Because with SEO, for those of you who aren't familiar, that's like what you do to get on the front page of Google. It's search engine optimization, right? And the whole idea is for when people search stuff, they see whatever, your website on the front page of Google, right? Well, it's the same thing with Facebook. The equivalent would be the whip effect being able to be found in the news feed, because not you have like maybe 1,000 friends on Facebook and you see like the same 20 or 30 people's post over and over again. It's your job to become one of those 30 people that everybody else sees over and over again, so they know you're in real estate, so they know to buy your stuff, right? So we're going to use something called the whip effect, which is super easy, doesn't require any extra technology. You guys don't have to get nervous or anything like that, but it works, and it works like a charm. And Facebook's actually going to give you the reward of being seen in the newsfeed if you'll follow my method. And it works the same as the media. So you'll make 2 or 3 posts about something that your audience will care about, and then make 1 post about something you care about, your business, a charity, church, CrossFit, something of that nature, right? But so here's the first key to this, to mastering this whip effect. And what happens is, we'll back up, I get a little ahead of myself, get to the side. So the key is with the whip effect to get in the mindset of your audience, right? If you're always talking about puppies and kittens and your audience is a bunch of bikers, that shit's probably not gonna go over that well, right? They're probably not gonna be interested in your stuff, they're probably not gonna watch it, right? And so many people make that mistake. They get on social media and they think about themselves. Right? Like social media has really helped us become a little bit more narcissistic. It's okay to admit it, right? Especially the dudes that always take selfies, right? There's like 3 or 4 selfies a day, like, bro, do you even work? And so it has made us narcissistic. And so what that means is there's a great saying by Warren Buffett, hey, be greedy when everybody else is fearful, and fearful when everybody else is greedy, right? Basically, what he's saying is go against the masses, right? And be smart and go against the masses. And so the masses are out there on Facebook going, look at me, I sell houses, I eat at cool places, I go to clubs, I got kids, look at my dog, look at my car, right? That's what everybody's saying. They make it all about them. And the audience, at first they might be like, oh, Chuck's got a nice car, GP's got good looking kids. But then after about a month, they're like, man, dude, if he shows me one more damn picture of his kids, man, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna babysit them. So anyway, you know how it is, right? We get tired of people forcing that down. It's like, oh, this dude with another one of his flashy cars, We get tired of that stuff. So what you gotta do is you gotta start thinking about your audience. Who it is that you wanna work with, who it is that you wanna attract, and what would they wanna see, right? If you wanna post about stuff on Facebook that they wanna see, not things that you care about, you wanna do it intentionally, because while everybody else is doing social media from a narcissistic side, hey, it's all about me, look at me, you're looking at it from a different perspective saying, hey, I know that you're in my ideal class, you're in my ideal customer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make posts out there that would attract you, that would make you interested and wanna see my page and wanna engage with me. And so the easiest way to do that, Facebook actually does this for you, right? It's been here all along, right? You can hit on your mobile phone, you can pull up the Facebook app, and there's a little search bar at the top, the little white search bar. You guys know what I'm talking about? If you tap that and don't write anything in it, you people with Androids just need another damn phone. But for everybody else, if you tap that and don't write anything in it, same thing works on Android, it's being funny. But if you tap that, the latest trending stories show up, right? It tells you the news. Facebook's telling you what people are talking about. More importantly, yours is going to look different than hers. Hers is going to look different than his. Now, y'all might have some overlapping topics because you're both in Texas. You both probably have certain things in common like real estate and stuff like that. But we're all going to have a little bit different, right? So, no, ladies, not everybody's looking at the Kardashians. That doesn't show up on mine, but it shows up on my fiance's. It really does, right? And so we can be in the same room. And even crazier, Facebook is listening, right? The app, the Messenger app and Facebook, it literally is listening to us. Not so it can like, you know, it would be cool if they like did, you know, transcribe this message. I could turn it into a book or whatever, but that's not why they do it, right? They do it because they're listening for keywords so they can run advertisements or tell what we're talking about so that they can push trending stories to us. Don't freak out. I'm not here for conspiracy theories. You've been dealing with it all this time. It's already there, right? But the thing is, you can find out those trending stories, and those are trending stories between you and the people that you're connected with. So it's telling you, hey, folks that are in your area, in your space, in your network want to talk about these things. You should oblige them, right? And then guess what? Those people that you know that are connected to you, that are trending topics, then you can ask questions. You're like, hey, the dude didn't stand up for the national anthem. What's up with that? And you got 50 people over here is like, dude, he should be fired from the team, blah, blah, having their arguments in your comments, growing your exposure, right? Facebook starts showing more and more of your stuff, growing your exposure. The next thing you know, you do that 2 or 3 times in a row, and then you sneak a, hey, I'm in real estate. If you ever need to buy or sell real estate, I'm your person. And they're already at your page. They're already seeing stuff come through your news feed. They see other people engaging on your post, and it works perfectly. And it's worked this way for me since 2009. I've been doing, this isn't like just something I came up with 5 minutes before I come in here. GP's been working with me for 3 years ago. I've been saying this since then, right? It still works. You still do the same thing. I still do the same thing. I have 160,000 followers on Facebook. And I followed this method for, that's crazy, for 8 years now. For 8 years now, I basically followed the same method of giving them what, even before they had trending stories, you used to have to go to Google, type it in, figure out what people were talking about under the news stories there, or go to Twitter. That was a big deal when the trending hashtags was a big deal there. But we've changed all that, right? Facebook's made it super convenient for you. So all you've got to do every day is go find 2 or 3 trending stories, post them at different times of the day, and ask questions. That's the key. Don't just give your opinion and like drop the mic. Ask questions so that there's an engagement level there, right? Because if you post on Facebook and you just post a statement, then really it doesn't elicit a response from anybody. You might get a like, you might get a sympathy like, you know? But if you ask a question, people are going to start weighing in. And this is why that's important, because there's more things that go to this than just the whip effect. And so basically the way that we get the whip effect, like the name, before we move on, is because each of those 3 posts that you make about things that your audience wants to talk about is building up a momentum, kind of like when you pull a whip back, right? And then when you release that marketing post, it catches the momentum of those previous 3 posts and gets seen by people who it normally wouldn't be seen by. Does that make sense to everybody? So there's a hierarchy of things they like on Facebook. Okay, so we've got this whip effect. Now let's find out the best material to put in front of people to where we get the most exposure, okay? Thing number 1 is, well, we'll start on the downside. The thing that Facebook likes the least is text. It's short text, specifically. So if you write something on Facebook that's 1 or 2 sentences, they're not going to show it to that many people because that's 2008 Facebook, right? That's not 2016. Facebook's looking for more information and more engaging material. So Facebook says, oh, it's a 2-sentence, 20-word text post. It's like really low on our priority list because there's plenty of those. The next thing that is a little bit better for you to use in your whip effect is links. And they're getting more, the links are really getting more and more momentum lately. Like when I'm talking about links, like links to a website. You ever notice you post a link to a website, nobody likes the damn thing? Especially YouTube. You put a YouTube video, you're like, that's my jam, dog. How come nobody liked that? Right? Facebook and YouTube hate each other, first of all. I was with the chief analytics officer for YouTube at the Cowboy game on Sunday. They do not like each other, right? Like I can verify that right from the source. And so they don't show, if you post a Facebook or a YouTube link on Facebook, most likely they're not going to show it to too many people, right? And even if people do start engaging with it, they'll try their best to serve them a Facebook video that matches your YouTube video as opposed to showing your links. Pretty crazy how it works. So links, but here's the thing with links. I don't know if you guys have noticed this lately, but Facebook came out with something called instant articles. Have y'all seen this on your mobile phone? Where it has a little lightning bolt, little messenger lightning bolt in the top right corner, and you push it and this site immediately comes up. This is fucking genius. You guys are gonna love it. I almost made it with no F-bombs. My bad, man. So it's been hard, ladies and gentlemen. It's been hard. So now we got the seal broken though. Anyway, so the way that it works is they're basically caching. Do you guys know what that means? Like it takes a screenshot of the website. So what Facebook has done is anybody that's put that instant article pixel in their website, they've cached their website. And here's another blow to Google that they're doing, and you guys can ride this wave, right? If you have an instant article, it's cached that article, and then it's put Facebook ads inside that article instead of like AdSense from Google or whatever, and then they don't pay the people that provide the websites. So basically, Facebook's figured out a way to steal ad traffic from Google and plus boost our links. But we know that there's a land grab going on right now to where they're doing that. Why wouldn't we offer up more links, especially instant articles, because we know that they're showing those because the instant articles follow the whip effect. You read the article, two or three paragraphs, Facebook ad. 2 or 3 paragraphs, Facebook ad, right? They follow the same media method inside those, so why not share them? The next thing is, so there's a huge land grab. So if you see instant articles, they're a really big deal right now, but other links that haven't been converted are low on the totem pole. Next after that is photos, right? Facebook kind of likes photos, but then again, it bought its cousin Instagram, and it's like photos really belong over there. And what I've noticed is if you're gonna share photos, the best thing to do is take the photo and share it to Instagram first, and then from Instagram, you can push the little Facebook button where it says share to Facebook, and you get more traction that way. I've tested this. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the little hacks like that that make all the difference. They get more people to see you, which means more people know you're in real estate, which increases your chances of selling a house. And so I've tried this. I can post a picture directly to Facebook, and Facebook will show it to a few thousand people on my fan page, which is 116,000 people. But if I post it to Instagram first and then share it from Instagram to my fan page on Facebook, just through the app, right? Then what it does is it will show it to 30,000 people. It's a huge, significant difference. Same thing works on personal pages. As a matter of fact, Facebook released a personal page update about a month ago that said they're going to start showing less and less community pages because they cached everybody's website, sneaky bastards, they don't have to, right? But showing more family and friends interaction. So your personal profile is really the thing that's getting the most exposure right now, and sharing a picture from Instagram to your personal profile through the Instagram app is a lot better than just posting the picture direct. If you don't believe me, you can test it. Promise you, we've tried it to debunk that theory time and time again, but Facebook is giving the equivalent of link juice to pictures from Instagram. After that, Facebook likes long text. So long text is when you write 2 or 3 paragraphs or maybe more. If anybody follows like Adam Stark or who's somebody else that's really good at writing long? Garrett J. White used to be really good at it. Kat Laterzo is really good at it. But you know, posts that are 2 or 3 paragraphs that tell a story, right? Because what Facebook has is they have something called time in the box. And so Facebook knows if you took 10 seconds and you type something and you push post on Facebook and then you share it, right? They're like, well, you weren't on our site very long. You went there, you like handled your business, and then you left our site. And Facebook's whole game is to keep you engaged on their site. That's why they want you to show what your people will engage with, right? And so what happens is if you actually spend time on the site, they reward you, right? That's how their advertisers get paid. That's how people engage with them. That's how they keep the hang time right for their website. That's how they grow things. And so the longer you spend typing out things, the more it'll reward you. And especially Facebook, it's really smart at this point. It's like over 1 million different variations of how they judge stuff. But one of the things they say, hey, well, you know, if Chuck takes 10 minutes to write 5 paragraphs inside here, it must be something important to Chuck that he's really thought this out. And we want to show it to his network, right? They will reward you for things like that. As again, the complete opposite is if Chuck takes 10 seconds and writes down, hey, what'd y'all think about the Cowboy game? And then just like exits Facebook, Facebook's like, well, screw him. He ain't hanging out with us. We're not going to show his stuff. But if Chuck spends 10 minutes and he's like, well, you know what, in the first quarter this went down and I was thinking about this, and he like gives his whole thoughts, they're like, whatever it is he's writing about, he's passionate, so we're going to show it to people who might be passionate about it too, and it looks for keywords inside their system just like Google does to match people up, right? Like you ever make a post about something, then all of a sudden you see 2 or 3 of your friends that have posted about the same thing kind of show up in the news feed, right? They're matching up your keywords and stuff. After that, Facebook likes uploaded videos, which means that you shot the video and then you saved it on your camera phone and then you went to Facebook and you uploaded it, right? Because there's live videos, there's a difference. But it likes video still. And these days, the key with video is Facebook released a study and turns out like majority of videos do not get watched on Facebook. They get read. People go through Facebook and they can't have a video be loud at work, or they can't have a video be loud in the bed next to their significant other, so they read the text. So for your open house videos, you can add text to them. Facebook does it for free. You can type the whole thing there. Or if you're lazy ass like me, you just go to rev.com, rev.com. It's $1 per minute. So if you make a 3-minute video that you talk the whole time, you pay $3. They transcribe the whole thing. You copy and paste their transcription right there into Facebook, and it puts the titles. Actually, you know what? Last week, Rev released it to where all you got to do is send them the video, and they send you the video back with the subtitles already on it. Same price, $1 a minute. So for $3, you can go and have your videos transcribed. So if you're walking through an open house, here's what most people see when they're scrolling on their phone. Right? Because they're not watching you, right? But at the same time, if you have the words across the bottom, they at least know what you're talking about and how, and plus it allows you to really, because if you're like me and you say a lot and all that stuff, because public speaking is really not my strong point. Telling jokes, I should have been a stand-up comedian, it's better, but I'm a better writer than I am stander-up and talker. But the thing is, if you're somebody that does say a lot like I do, or you use the wrong word or whatever, when you go back and you write the transcription stuff in it, you can delete those mistakes that you make. And if we know people aren't watching them, then they're reading the stuff that's coming across the bottom. It's basically like you've got a digital sales letter, if that makes sense. And then the last thing, the thing that Facebook likes the most right now, are live videos. If you want the most exposure for anything that you can do to get in front of as many people as possible, it's live videos. We're obsessed. This culture is obsessed with things being live. And it started with the damn Kardashians, right? Like they started their reality show. People started falling in love with them shopping in Beverly Hills and having all these cool cars and going to all these cool parties and, you know, hanging out with all these like celebrities and stuff like that. And people started saying, hey, well, I wonder what everybody else's life's like. And they're like, oh, Erica's life's cool, man. I've seen her do some stuff too. I want to follow her. So when things go live, they start following her, right? And so now we offer that in Facebook to where anybody can start their own reality show, right? Used to be, we're all here in Dallas, so used to be on Sunday, Abby Halliday had like the real estate show, right? And then there was Hot on Homes with D.R. Horton and all that stuff that came on Sundays when nobody was watching TV. You guys remember that, right? And so now you can do that same thing, and guess what? It's your media channel. And if you do it right, you wake up on a Sunday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, you talk about a trending topic. At 10 or 11 o'clock, you talk about a trending topic again. And by 2 o'clock, when you're going to do your open house, you broadcast live on Facebook. Your whip effect is in full effect. People are seeing you've created your own media channel. And now the difference between regular video and really any other post and live video right now, I'll give you an example. I did a live video last week with me and Alex over here. And the live video took in, what was it, Alex, 160,000 people saw it? I don't even have that many damn fans. So people just sharing it with their other friends, they were showing it. It was 160,000 people saw it for free. I did not pay to promote that. And then we run a regular video and we'll get about 3,000 people see it. So it's a significant difference in these live videos because Facebook, a couple things is going on. I'm gonna get a little conspiracy theorist on you, but a couple things is going on. They're using Pokemon Go and Facebook and Periscope and Instagram to map the world. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but y'all notice Waze is getting really good? Yeah, okay, well there's a reason for that. Okay, they're using that to map the world. So if you're walking around with something, and it's not like, maybe it is to like come and nuke us all, I don't know, but I'm just saying that's what they're doing is they're filming the world, right? And I like to think that they just want to make sure that if we're blind, we don't bump into the wall in Lakewood Country Club because now you've recorded it on video and we know it's there, right? So hopefully in the future that it goes to really help cool things instead of all the things that people at Breitbart.com seem to think is going on. And so they're encouraging people to go live because they're capturing the moment. They're capturing where you're at. They're capturing the information of what this room looks like so that you think about it. John and I have this company where we're building these websites where we're taking interior homes and mapping out the interiors of every home in America, hopefully. You think about that, that's some valuable data to have. You know, the cops need to raid somewhere. They know exactly what it looks like. They see the stash spot, you know what I mean? Like all those things, right? We know you're in there. How do you know I'm in there? We saw your house on 3D tour on Zillow.com. Come out, damn it. He's behind the bookshelf. So Facebook is really using these live videos. So instead of, you know, for lack of a better phrase, like paying somebody, third party, to go in and shoot a video that's just like of the house, a steal or whatever, and uploading it to Facebook, you do better to fumble and bumble and mumble in through a live video because all it's about is people seeing it. And here's the greatest thing about video. How much time we got left? Am I still good? Oh, we good, okay. So here's the great thing about video is it's an authority builder. And because all of our lives, we've been sat in front of a TV. Well, all of us, Chuck, you get a pass. All of our lives, we've been sitting in front of the TV. I love him, that's why I give him a hard time. We've been sitting in front of the TV and our parents have told us, hey, whoever's on this thing is important. right? They're a video person. You move right now to Chicago, Illinois. Who are you going to trust to get your information from? The news station up there on TV, right? Like that's how you're going to find out where traffic's at, the weather, all that stuff, right? And so we've been programmed, especially people our age, have been programmed our entire lives that whoever's on TV has more information than us and they're important. And so now these TV screens that used to be big old huge black and white cubes that sat on our dressers are now flat and in our hands. And you get to create your own TV show. But people, the number one fear in America is public speaking. And video is like even more fearful than that because there's a record of it, right? Like you did it and people know about it and they can watch it again, right? And so because of that, a lot of people won't do videos, let alone live videos, because that's their fear. A lot of people are harnessed by their fear. And so what happens is when you set yourself out there and you become the person that goes and does the live video or even the recorded video that's all edited up or whatever the case, when you put yourself out there, two things happen. Immediately they go, oh, Ronnie's an authority. Because I've been programmed psychologically my whole life to believe whoever's on this little TV camera. And plus, Ronnie's an authority because he's overcome his fear, which I can't do. So that makes him better at something than me, right? And the number two thing is people get that feeling inside like they know you. Right? Like we know the news anchors, right? What's the chick's name? Lauren Preswell. Somebody buy her a vowel for her name. Y'all seen her on the news here? The traffic lady? Got all these consonants, no vowels. Like, damn, y'all Czechoslovakians. Anyway, so I can't even spell that either, though. But anyway, so, we become familiar with them. Here I'm talking about the lady's name. Like, I don't even have cable TV. She may not even be on the air anymore. I'm just giving an example. But when I did watch TV, I knew her name because she was on there every day and she was a familiarity to me. So not only do you become an authority, you become familiar with your marketplace as well. And that is the difference, ladies and gentlemen, between the agents that you see that get 100 likes on their Facebook post and everybody talks about how awesome they are and leaves comments on their page and all that stuff versus the agent that's sitting out there going, damn, nobody's clicking my website. Nobody's looking at my shit. Nobody's watching my stuff, right? And then they're struggling. And the thing is, this isn't something that just goes away. Now I've made all you guys in the last 45 minutes aware of this. So it's up to you when you leave here to implement it. Richie, you've been with me since 2013 or so, 2014, same stuff, right? Nothing's changed, it still works. You've been using this for years. GP, same thing, you've been using this for years. Now I know I can't solve it's taken me years to learn all this stuff, so I can't sit up here in 30 or 45 minutes and teach you everything there is to know about Facebook, but I've just given you some basic principles that you can start implementing immediately that don't cost you anything but a couple extra minutes, and actually probably don't even cost you a couple of extra minutes. It's just doing things differently than you've done before to where you can get things going. Now, I've personally worked with GP and his team for 3 years now. GP it's the fourth house, the fourth place that you've come and visit me at. So I move a lot. And I've worked with them for a while, and GP gets this stuff. And we've spent hours upon hours. We recorded videos in my house in the recording studio back in 2014. He's been to multiple events. How many events of mine did you go to last year? 5 probably? So he's been to multiple events. He's been doing this for a while. He gets this stuff. And here's the thing. There's something called the syndicate. This is the last thing I'll leave you guys with. There's something called the syndicate, and everybody in this room needs to make GP a part of theirs. Because when I explain the hierarchy of post, and I explain the whip effect to you guys, the last thing I'll leave you with is the syndicate, and especially those of you that sell real estate, right? The thing is, you guys that sell real estate, you have everybody begging you for business. It's funny, the average agent sells 3 to 6 homes a year, but all the referral partners who could get business with you think you sell 3 or 4 every day, don't they? They really do. They're like, hey man, let me get some of them houses, man. I got some cheeseburgers, right? And nobody on that one either. Man, I'm missing them with the jokes there. But so the syndicate is a way for you to leverage all those people who want to leverage you, right? They want business from you, Erica. They want business from you, Richie. So you might as well have them do favors for you. Because here's how Facebook works. We understand the media and the whip effect. So here's another way to get seen in the news feed. If you talk to some like new school guys, they'll tell you that this doesn't exist anymore. But there's something called EdgeRank, which is Facebook's equivalent of SEO. Facebook stopped using that particular phrase 2 years ago, but they haven't come up with something better. So it's like when you were referring to Prince and he was just a symbol, you're like, well, symbol Prince, whatever. We'll just call it EdgeRank, right? And so what it is it's the hierarchy of your post that makes the decision of who it's seen by, right? That's how it works. It's basically a ranking system for every post that you make. And it's basically broken down, there's a million variations, but it's basically broken down into 3 parts: weight, time decay, and affinity. Weight is the amount of likes, comments, and shares, and replies to comments, and everything else that you get on a post. That's the weight. The higher the number, the higher the weight. Obviously, the more numbers you have, the more people see your stuff, the more people can engage. And then there's a hierarchy, just like I told you, between pictures, links, and videos. There's a hierarchy on people that tag names and comments, people that reply to comments, people that reply with video comments. All that stuff counts as weight, right? The next thing is affinity, and that's your interaction with an individual on Facebook. So if I see Chuck's post every day and I make sure that I like them, it's always going to show me Chuck's stuff. If Chuck sees my stuff and he always likes it, it's always going to show Chuck's stuff to me, or my stuff to Chuck. Because they're like, hey, these guys go out of their way, they like each other's stuff, that keeps them engaged, that keeps them on the site, they got affinity between each other, we'll keep them here. Well, you can create affinity with people by going to their page and liking their stuff, because if you like someone's stuff, then Facebook, the logical conclusion for Facebook's to go, well, you like my stuff, well, let Facebook show me your stuff. I get all confused. Facebook show me your stuff, so I got an opportunity to like it as well. Same thing, if you private message somebody, if you write on somebody's wall, if you comment on somebody's post, Facebook says, oh, they're starting to talk now. I'm going to take somebody out of the equation and put this person's post in the equation when they're online. And so the last thing is the time decay. So there's weight, the amount of likes, shares, comments, all that. There's affinity, the amount of the interaction two individuals have, and then there's time decay. When you make a post on Facebook, you got about 70 seconds for someone to engage, right? So you make a post, you push submit, that thing shows up. Say you have 100 friends, it's going to show it to 2 or 3 of your friends. And if those 2 or 3 friends don't hit like or share or comment or something, or even click the link, there's the invisible touch, right, where you post a link and people click it and they don't go back and hit like. That happens. But if they don't engage at all, then Facebook basically puts your post in the sidebar of doom, the little ticker, the news feed on the right-hand side, right? And so you've got about 70 seconds. Each time somebody likes or engages on your post, that 70-second clock starts all over again, right? So, you ever been scrolling through the news feed and then you see a post from like 2 years ago and it's like Erica just liked a status from Ryan Stewman, and it's like from 2 years old, and it's like, dude, Erica was creeping last night. And so, looking like Freddy Krueger in the corner. And so that's because that clock started back over. She hit like on the thing and it started the process back over. So if you have an older post that have, 15, 20, 100 likes or whatever on them, you should save those links and go back periodically and re-engage and reply to comments and stuff, because it'll bring it back up and start that 70-second clock over and show people. And then you've already got a foundation you don't have to keep building on, right? You've already got a foundation link. So weight, time decay, and affinity. And that 70 seconds starts all over every time. Right? Every time somebody goes back and touches it and hits like, the 70 seconds start all over. It shows a few more people. And so this is why a syndicate is important. A syndicate, by definition, is a group of like-minded people carrying out the same thing for enterprise sake, right? And what that means is we're all conspiring to do the same thing. So if you're a real estate agent and you have GP asking you for loans, you have me asking you for title business, you have John asking you for inspections, you got Bob the credit repair asking you for credit repair, you've got the appraiser wanting to be in your back pocket, you got a guy that sells doorknob signs, you got a business card provider, sign provider, lockbox, MLS, dues, events, sponsorship. All these people ask you if anybody feel like that's their list that they get hit up every day with. All these people begging you for business. Well, instead of going, yeah, sure, I'll send you a deal whenever I get one, it's like, hey, well, here's what I need from you. If you want my business, I'm looking for people to compete online with me. I want my properties to be seen. I want my posts to be seen. I want people to know what I do for a living. So if you want my business, when you see my post, make sure that you like it. Make sure that you comment on my post. If you see me list a house that I'm going to do an open house on, if you see me post a video, share it. Right? Be a part of my syndicate. If you have something you need me to share, I'll be more than happy to share your stuff as well. Now, obviously, we're not going to overshare. Right? Like, I'm not just going to be posting everybody else's stuff all the time, but I can comment. As long as you don't abuse the privilege, you could start a group of 4 or 5 people, an agent, loan officer, title officer, credit repair person, and whoever else you want to throw in the mix, an inspector, and then you've got those 5 people, and every time that Erica shares an open house on Sunday, John and GP just know to go ahead and share it too and say, hey, my friend Erica's got a beautiful house in Lakewood for sale. You should go check it out. Right? Then you actually put the people that are begging you for business to work, to where you might get some business that you can actually give them and tell them, quit begging, damn it. Make sense, everybody? So getting the people together to where they're like-minded and on the same page with you is huge. So in recap, now you get to put all your referral partners that beg you for business to work, right? And you can have, if they don't want to share your stuff on the wall, you can have them share stuff in a group, right? Where maybe their friends and family aren't your target anyway, but if it's a loan officer, he might belong to a group of real estate agents. And listen, an agent's best prospect is another agent's, because if you have listings, someone else has to have buyers. It's rare that we double in things. You know, that we all like to pretend like we do it all the time, but it's rare that it really happens in our business. So you really need to rely on other agents. So you can even have other agents in your syndicate. If you have a team, you know, if you have a team where you've got a realtor assistant and a listing agent and a buyer's agent and a closing coordinator, when you post stuff that's important, they should be in your syndicate. They should be sharing that stuff, making their marketplace aware too. And what happens at first, they might not be friends with a lot of people in your marketplace, but over time they start to become more and more friends with people in your marketplace and more friends with you, so that if I post something and then we have common friends, then they're gonna see my post and your post. They're gonna pay more attention to mine because somebody else shared it. Make sense to everybody? I didn't get too technically nerdy with everybody today, did I? Try to keep it easy. Well, the good news is, the best news is that, perfect. The best news is that my man GP understands all this and has for a while. And I'm not an endorser of people. That's not my thing. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm not usually the person to get up here and say, you know, especially not just somebody to pay me to speak or whatever. I'm here. Didn't cost me anything. I'm here because GP's my friend and I want to support him because I believe in what he does. He's a very professional gentleman. He's very good at loans. He's been doing this for a long time. He survived the time that a lot of people dropped out. I was there. I helped him. You know, we have been through a lot together, and I don't think, honestly, in all of Dallas, you guys would have a better loan officer that you could do business with. I mean, he's got his act together. He knows this social media stuff. We all do this, right? We all know that. That's because he's branded it using the whip effect in front of us. We can't escape the shit, right? Whether you like it or not, it's there and you see it because he's using this stuff, right? And he can help you accomplish something similar for your business. Maybe it's not do this, maybe it's do that. But whatever it is, he can help you out with it. And he has my endorsement. You know, I was just talking to him earlier. I write for several different publications, and you know, I want to talk about what he's done and stuff like that in Forbes. So like he's that important to me, and I would endorse him that much. So if you're looking for a person, not just to look at your loans, because shit, you can get that done at Bank of America. Let's just be real, right? Wells Fargo does loans, fake ones and fake accounts for 185 million, but they do them. But like anybody does loans, but it's in a land where the robots are definitely trying to replace you guys and the loan officers, and Wells Fargo just proved that with all those dummy accounts. Those are robot accounts, right? In a world where you can't hardly get a hold of anybody, people are scared to set expectations and everything else, GP can really help you, but more importantly, he can help you with your marketing to where you actually have some business to send them. So with that, I think I'm finished, man. Thank you, guys. You want this?
Can we answer a couple questions?
Yeah.
Hey, real fast, does anybody have any questions? Ryan will take some questions real fast if you guys have any. Say your name and who you're with.
Hi, I'm Diego with Image Realty. I wanted to get your opinion about like all the different hashtags and things like that, and what does that have an effect on Facebook posts?
That's a good question. Good news is I'm pretty loud. I don't know if I need a mic or not, but he's asking about hashtags. And hashtags have been important on Instagram for me, but I don't use them on Facebook. They've never, as far as me posting them on my posts. Now here's what you can do for hashtags, is you can search people's hashtags. So you want to search DFW real estate or realty or marketing or something like that. There may have been people over the years that have hashtagged that, but it's never really been a big factor in anything I've done on Facebook. But however, Instagram, I have 23,000 followers, and that's been all organic. And due to putting the right hashtags in there over and over and over again. So I use the whip effect still works on Instagram as well. And so I use the same process there, but people actually search hashtags pretty heavy on Instagram because that's the way to find new accounts. Whereas in reality, most of us are already connected on Facebook, right? There's almost 2 billion people on there. So most of us are already connected. So people aren't searching to connect with people or pages on there like they are on Instagram and Twitter, because those things continue to grow. So, but however, I will say this. If you wanted to like create your own hashtag, like do this, for example, and you hashtag do this, he can go back and see all of his posts over the years, right? Or if somebody else hashtags it. So, I mean, if you have like one trademark or whatever that you want to do, that's probably okay. Like we do the 10-day hustle, that's just one hashtag. But you see the people that have all those, 15 or 20 hashtags, nobody, have you ever clicked on it? Yeah, exactly, right? So the same thing will happen for us if we posted it. Anybody else? Here, I'll get them. Let's send some.
I can do it without that. So my name's Ryan Leach.
I like it.
I'm not in real estate, but I got caught in by GP's whip to come in. So what is your thought on message fatigue? So I know you're saying, hit them with something at 8 and then 11, and then as you open that, do that open house at 1, or, I do different type of sales, but whatever. How do you feel about the oversharing with someone or getting people tired of what you're sharing?
That's a good question. And I always get asked that. Every time at Break Free Academy, every time somebody starts the tribe, that's like one of the first questions. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised that you didn't ask that first, to be honest with you. You can't overshare if it's good shit. You can't get enough of a good thing. If you're doing it right and you're talking about topics that people want to talk about and engage with, you can't get too much of a good thing. If you're oversharing, then it's probably boring material that would drive people away, right? There's sites like, who's a good one? There's sites that are like, like Entrepreneur, right? So they have 2 million people on their Facebook fan page. They share 10 times a day. Grant Cardone, he posts 24 times. He posts once an hour every single day, 24 hours a day. Nope, I'm sure there's people that get tired of it, but guess what? There's new people getting on board. But if you have good stuff, if you're going to the trending topics and like, for example, if you're posting, I know you don't sell real estate, but if you're posting rates are low at 8 in the morning, and then rates are still low at 10 in the morning, and then, hey, we got the lowest rates around by 3, right? People are going to be like, this guy needs to shut up about interest rates. But in the morning, if you're like, damn, Hillary Clinton passing out at the memorial, and everybody's like, yeah, rah, right? And then at noon, you're like, dude, this is like the best pizza ever. Have you ever been here to, Cece's? Have you ever been here to Cece's? This shit's great. They give you all you want, right? People are like, I love that place, right? And then in the afternoon, you might mention, oh, hey, now I got to go actually work. Realtor's job's never done. I've got to go over here to this, this listing appointment at 8 o'clock at night because that's when the people got off, right? That's not oversharing. But if you had to only talk about your business, that's the mistake. Because it's like multi-level marketing, what we do for a living. Like we get excited about it and we drink the Kool-Aid, right? We're like Remax, Keller Williams, right? Like we get all into that shit. I'm the same in my business. We get all pumped up over it and we start to like overshare and talk about it too much. And meanwhile, the rest of the world's not as excited about our opportunity or real estate as we are, right? And so the key is you want to talk about, like I said earlier, the things that matter to them. And then the easiest way is just find trending topics. But, if for you, for example, if the government passes some kind of huge bill, you got a big network of realtors, it's important that you put that in front of them, even though that's business, it's still engaging. So like TRID or something like that when that happened. So, make sense? Yes, ma'am.
This might be common sense. Oh, my name's Polly, and I'm with Rogers Healy and Associates.
Rogers, I used to do CrossFit with him every morning when I lived here. Oh, no mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is probably common sense, but ever since I've been with them for about a month.
Okay.
And I've probably increased my friendships on Facebook about 700 to 800 people, which is really weird, and it's kind of had me rethink everything that I'm posting. So am I really looking for quality over quantity as far as friend requests go? It's kind of a severe question, so
No, you're exactly right. First of all, I get where you're coming from because I know Rogers is real heavy on real estate. Chasten was at the same Break Free Academy that losing my damn Richie was at. So sorry about that, man. And so here's the thing. First of all, you don't want to accept chicks in bikinis. They got 2 mutual friends that just started their account yesterday. Those are bad people, right? They're not what you think, right? But you probably don't get that like us guys do, right? Y'all see that? It's she's a 10. She's smoking hot. She has 2 friends. You're like, really? What's going on over here? So anyway, or the guys that send the hi, right? You get those messages, hi, right? But in our reality, what we do I'll give you an example of how we roll, because I'm maxed out, so it's been a long time since I added friends on my page. But I can tell you this, we have a group called Sales Talk with Sales Pros on Facebook. If you're not a part of it, it's 30,000 of us back there. It's wide open. If you don't like cussing and dick jokes and stuff, it's probably not for you. But it's a crazy group of sales professionals. Well, we've got 3,000 people blocked from that group because we don't want spammers in there. right? We use it to market, so we want to make sure that there's not, messages that don't align with what we have in there. So what we do is every time, and we get 50 to 100 requests every day to join the group, right? And as long as we're not doing a promotion, then it just bumps in the thousands. So what we do is we look at every profile. If it looks like a real human, no matter where they are in the world, we accept it. If it looks like a fake profile, we don't. And we give them one chance, right? If they spam us, if they send us a stupid message, if they start a fight with somebody or whatever, we don't even tell them they've been kicked out. We just remove them and they wonder what happened. And so you have to be the same way with your friends list. If you start posting, and now I'm not saying that you're, but like say you like Donald Trump, right? And you start posting like, I love Donald Trump, I'm gonna vote for some Trump, build the wall, right? And then all your friends are Hillary supporters, but they're not the people you're trying to attract. Then you have to learn how to block those people off, right? If you have something you believe in, you're like, I'm a dog lover, and then you got somebody arguing about cats, just get rid of them, especially if you don't know them. If it's your mom or whatever, it's a different story. But I'm not friends with my mom on social media. But anyway, if it's your mom or whatever, it's a different story. But if it's someone you don't know and they're just being a distraction, you can get rid of them. It's not like you're connected to them for life. You know what I mean? It's easy to hit the block button. But it's important that you do add as many people as possible because you never know. You never know. You never know who could be buying a house. You never know where they're from. It could be somebody in China that sent you a friend request, but that's because they've been searching RHDFW or whatever it is. Yeah, RHADFW, and they happened to see you and they thought your picture was the best, so they sent you the picture or the request so that they could ask you to buy a house. So it is a numbers game, but you want to try to go through them the best that you can. But really at this point, where if you're not maxed out with 5,000 friends yet, yeah, just add them until they do something stupid, then delete them. And then when you get into a spot like where I'm at with 5,000 friends, you can start being a little bit more selective. Like me, on people's birthdays, I'm like, I don't know you, unfriend. I don't know you, unfriend, right? Like, you got to start finding strategic ways to get rid of people because you're maxed out. So, but for those of you that do have a lot of friends, or if you follow this method that I taught you, hopefully you'll have a lot. You can make your profile public. That way people that aren't your friends can engage and reply to comments and stuff like that as well. So I have like 5,000 friends on Facebook, and then I have 12,000 followers that might as well be friends. I just can't see their stuff. So anybody else? One last question? Yes, sir. What's up, Richie?
So Instagram released where you can change over to the business profile.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we can use the same kind of stuff as far as the Facebook's concerned. But you're saying that the hashtags are more effective on the Instagram. And then on top of that, you said whenever you post a picture on Instagram, you get a better effect on Facebook. So would it be the same way with video as well?
Yep. No, that's a good question. If you share a video to Instagram first and then have it shared to Facebook, it gets less engagement. The videos work really well on Instagram, but the Instagram videos stay there. I did this test yesterday. You can go actually look at my Instagram hardcore closer and and the video that's in the Sales Pro group, because they're both similar audiences. And the videos in the Sales Pro group got like 1.3 thousand shares, and the video that I left on Instagram got like 10,000, right? Or I'm sorry, views, not shares. So Instagram doesn't like the videos coming over, but it loves the pictures. And here's why, right? Just like to get a little technical on you. If you screenshot a picture from Facebook and you repost it to Facebook, Facebook's already like retina scanned that picture into its database, so it knows somebody else has already posted it, right? If it comes from Instagram, it bypasses that filter for now, right? That could change in the future. But if it comes from Instagram, it bypasses that filter, so it doesn't know other friends of yours have shared that picture, so it starts showing it to more people as if it's a first-time brand new picture. Makes sense. But he's mentioned also, there was a couple parts to the question there. He's mentioned also the Instagram now has business pages where you can run ads from Instagram just like you can from Facebook. And definitely running your ads, and like if I was a real estate agent, I would be using the REMAX hashtag, Ebby Holiday, RHADFW, because that's what other agents are programming their people to look up. So I just want my stuff to pop up in the middle of that too. Like, I'm not scared. I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be on my professional fan page, not my personal page doing that because I confuse my audience, but I'd be on my fan page and I'd be using all the hashtags that any other agent's using on Instagram. Even if you work for, REMAX and you use that Keller Williams hashtag, there's people that, are using Keller Williams agents that are searching that hashtag. Who cares who you work for as long as you're in the middle of it? So, yes, sir. I lied. One more. Go ahead.
Real quick. So, fan page, personal page, preference or ideas on which you should share to, if you should stay business focused, more so on one or the other, be personal. What do you think?
Great question. They're two different things. One's for business, one's for personal use, right? So it's like your office phone versus your iPhone, right? And so the way that you want to treat the fan page is the only time that you need a fan page on Facebook, the only time you need a fan page at all is if you're going to run advertisements there's two reasons. If you're going to run advertisements, or if you're super cool and you're maxed out on 5,000 friends, but you're like a celebrity personality, right? That's the only time. Like my personal page, Ryan Stewman, my business page is Hardcore Closer. It's not Ryan Stewman. The only reason I have a Ryan Stewman business page, but I only created that so that nobody stole it, right? So that nobody stole the URL, so that like I actually own the page so nobody can impersonate me. But I don't use it. If you go look at the Ryan Stewman business page, it's just their stagnant account. I think things share from my other site to it or something like that. But the key is they're two different uses. Your personal page is for your network, right? The people you know, your friends and family, because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So that's your job, to be known, liked, and trust on Facebook, especially since like is a part of the culture there, right? The language. The Facebook fan page is for advertisement. So we do advertisements for about $25 a day on Facebook, and we generate 4 to 5 people wanting to buy real estate every single day of the week for $25 a day. Once you master that art, obviously the fan page is worth a lot to me, right? But if we weren't advertising, nobody's going to see our stuff. So, and by the way, last thing, wouldn't be right if I didn't say this. If you want to know all of this stuff, and you want to learn how to run ads, or how to, more in depth than just a 30-minute talk on the whip effect, then the best place for you guys to start would be READS. Let's say READS Academy.com. And I'll make a special offer for this room. I didn't clear this with GP, but it's okay. Better ask for forgiveness and permission. But if you'll go to READS.com, it's Real Estate Ads Academy. I'll show you how to do all this stuff, like with screenshots and everything else in real time. I'll show you my campaigns. I know Christy's here. And how many leads a day are you getting?
A lot.
Yeah, and what's your budget?
$11 a day.
Yeah, and so you're getting 7 or 8 leads a day?
I think about like 13.
Yeah, for $7 or $8 a day. And we're talking like Zillow leads, people that say, hey, yes, I'm looking to buy or sell a house in this neighborhood. So it's a $500 program, $497 one time. So it's not super expensive or anything else. There is a free ebook, I'm just playing. But it's $497. It'll give you it's not a crash course, it'll give you a good course on all this stuff. It's worth more than its weight in real estate. Obviously, if you make one transaction from it, then you're making a significant amount of your time. But if anybody from this room buys it and you let GP know, if you buy it in the next 24 hours, you let GP know, I'll send you a digital copy of my newest book that's about to come out. So you'll get it first before anybody else. It's called The Elevator to the Top. Should be out in the next 2 weeks, but I'll send you a digital version ahead of time, probably Monday or Tuesday of next week I'll have it. So, cool. Thanks again, GP.
All right. Okay, I know that was a lot of information, but did you guys feel like you got something today?